Breaking news this afternoon, a massive fire spreading to a number of buildings in Cohoes. This is what the fire looked like about an hour ago when it first started, but the flames continue to roar, the wind whipping it through the city.
Now that fire starting at 228 Remsen Street, right in the heart of the city. It's near Rizzo's House of Flowers and Mara's Pharmacy between Columbia Street and Howard Street.
The big problem out here has been the wind. Now we have video from when the flames were in full effect here. Take a look at it. Scary images. I rolled up here on the other side and ash was flying through the air. The smoke was very thick.
This is what I saw my whole life, up in flames.
I mean,
so, I'm grateful that nobody got hurt. I'm very grateful because my son was home with his girlfriend and the dogs. So.
And everyone made it out safely. I'm told you had a cat in there.
I did have a cat, and I don't think she made it out.
How horrific is this?
Terrible, especially around this time of the year. You never think that this is going to happen to you, and, well, it does happen.
Officials saying wind gusts are an issue fighting this fire. What can we expect as the night goes on? Let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge. Tim.
Lydia, you could see in Andrew's video there from William Sass that indeed the wind drove those flames big time. And you know that from just doing a controlled fire. If you add in some air, it will take off. The wind gusts now, after being at 30 miles per hour officially in Albany last hour, now at 28.
This fire, because of the conditions, spread across the street, impacted other businesses like Rizzo's, impacted Smith's restaurant, which is a block away on the other side of the street, and actually sent flames over to a church another block away.
Yeah, I'm right next to the mayor right now. Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us. Can you just tell us what exactly we know right now?
Yeah, well, what we know is that we had a pretty big disaster here in the city of Cohoes. Between 17 and 20 buildings have been on 3 blocks have either been destroyed completely or have some structural or water damage.
That's where the big scene of the fire is, where crews are still trying to put out the fire. Smoke is still billowing out of those buildings over there. But what's unbelievable is that firefighters tell me embers from those buildings spread all the way over here to Smith's Tavern. You can see glass is spread out over the ground. This is hundreds of feet away from the other scene of the fire, and they tell me that fire spread to the roof of the building and that there was fire inside the 2nd and 3rd floors of the building.
Yeah, guys, let me take a step aside and just show you what it looks like at this hour. This is well over 3 hours since the fire started. Still a lot of smoke in the air, a lot of crews on hand.
This area, I was already told earlier, was already hit by fire. The embers had flown from all of those main buildings on Remsen Street and had flown to the top of Smith's Tavern and had put fire inside the 2nd and 3rd floors of Smith's Tavern. But fire crews had thought that they got the fire out, but it seems like that there's more embers that are now catching fire behind Smith's Tavern in that area of Remsen Street. I don't know if you can see, but right now I'm in a huge pile of a lot of smoke right now. I can barely even see the camera lens at this time.
Breaking news, a suspect charged in a massive fire in Cohoes. Dozens of people have been left homeless.
Half of my family was in there when it happened.
Flames ripping through several buildings, prompting a state of emergency.
Our most important issue here is taking care of the people.
We have team coverage.
Police find the man they believe is responsible, 51-year-old John Gomes. Authorities say he may have intentionally set a small fire in his backyard, but the wind spread quickly, and soon the fire is out of control. Now Gomes is charged with arson in the 4th and reckless endangerment in the 1st.
Now to the city of Cohoes, trying to bounce back after a devastating fire. Buildings burned, lives changed forever. News 10 ABC's Rachel Yankunis has more now on how the city is trying to rebound today.
The city has been washing the streets and the sidewalks, clearing most of this area, but this is the worst of that damage. The pile of rubble still smoking. The community, though, is thriving, and they do not have to rebuild alone.
Owner Joe Hostick tells me they have a lot of smoke and water damage. Restoration crews worked throughout the night extracting water and removing furniture, but hours later, water is still leaking from the ceiling. Hostick, though, knows things could have been much worse.
I'm just grateful beyond words that we're into this already and righting the ship.